It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time to meet Team 356, and it's an exclusive club. The only three people who have ever hosted this show in 356 installments. I'd like you to meet Al Martin.
Baby. Wow.
He is the host of Current Sports on WKAR AM 870 and coming to a theater near you. Yeah. Outstanding actor in training, right?
I'm trying, Jack. You know, if I'm not working on Current Sports at WKAR, I'm in the acting class 3 to 4 times a week, man. But that's an interesting stat. Yes, 3 hosts of your show. Wow, only you can pour that out on the spot, Jack. Only you.
Well, Rico Beard is still campaigning to try to get a bid. It doesn't look like it's ever going to happen for him. But
yeah.
Also want to welcome Tom Crawford. Bluebelly Tom, my broadcast partner for 18 plus years. He is a frequent contributor to thewolverine.com and the creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network, just back from vacation. Tom, you look refreshed.
Yeah, I'm tan, but on the water, northwest Lower Michigan, it's great. But, I went nostalgic. I look back a year from this past week. We were down in Chicago for Big Ten Media Days. How sad is that? We don't even have it this year. We're hoping we have football, but yeah, that just popped up this week, and those were better times, if you will.
It's interesting because I have been to every Big Ten football media day since 1988.
Wow.
I missed 1987 because we were on the Skywriters tour, and then I went and covered the Pan American Games. So
okay.
I was not able to go
That's
to
excusable.
Chicago.
Yeah,
that's excusable.
Everyone since, and there goes my streak.
But they didn't have it
casualty.
because of what's happening, so the streak is still intact, Jack.
Yeah. It's like I told Izzo, hey, your streak of still making tournaments doesn't end just because they didn't have the tournament.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. So keep that streak alive next year.
Tom, did you get to do some turns? Were you out there water skiing? We know you love to do that.
Oh, yeah, laying down some turns, and it's just great to be up north and fresh air. But I'm a homebody. I like my air-conditioned house and the comforts of home. And it was hot this weekend, so I was glad at home as opposed to an un-air-conditioned cottage.
Truth be told, I just want to clarify this for everyone. Tom Crawford was not at that maskless party at Torch Lake.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought I saw him. I was like, there's Tom Crawford getting live.
Don't get me started on that stuff. That's a whole new segment, maybe a couple segments, so don't go there, Jack.
We are going to talk about that, and we have something where Michigan coaches and Michigan State coaches agree. They're unified on something, believe it or not. Took a long time, a couple centuries, but they finally found something. We'll be right back, coming up on Press Pass.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-922-1305. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-922-1305.
Baseball returns with a special triple header July 25th on Fox.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by the Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, go to theticketmachine.com. You see players doing all sorts of different kinds of drills and trying to stay in shape on and off the field, getting ready for this season. And it's set to resume, or start in the case of Major League Baseball. It will be Thursday on the 23rd, and a lot of people looking forward to that Yankees-Nationals matchup. Garrett Cole and Max Scherzer. That will be the opening night fare. Tom Crawford, a lot of people talking about the Toronto Blue Jays unable to play home games. Canadian government said, yeah, not letting all these people into our country. Not unless they're going to be wearing masks in the outfield. What would you think of the idea? It's been talked about playing games in Buffalo. Now there's some people are saying, why not Lansing? What would happen if they brought the Blue Jays in and they let them play 30 games here, Cooley Law School Stadium?
Well, I think it'd be cool. I mean, it's crowdlessness. I mean, there's no fans there. I mean, what do you have, cardboard cutouts in the behind the plate? To be honest with you, I think it'd be great for Lansing, but from what I'm hearing as of late in the last 24, 48 hours, I think it's going to be Buffalo, which is a AAA affiliate for the Jays. I mean, Canada's ahead of the game, though. I mean, they're ahead of the United States in this thing, so they're doing the responsible thing, and maybe that's why their numbers are lower. They're a little bit more careful about how they open up their country.
Al, your beloved NBA will resume its season 7 days after Major League Baseball. That's Thursday, July 30th. Mm-hmm. And we have an opening night doubleheader, Jazz and the Pelicans, Clippers and the Lakers. Do you think that they can actually complete a season and crown a world champion without puncturing the bubble?
Tell you what, my gut right now, Jack, is telling me no. We can't get this thing under control as a country right now. Yeah. It's being held in Orlando, Florida, which is the epicenter of the pandemic right now. Now I know he didn't hop on the plane to go and travel with the team to the NBA bubble, but Russell Westbrook, he announced that he had tested positive before getting down there. If we as a nation can't figure this out, how can we expect a plethora of NBA players and personnel in one city in Orlando to stay put there and one outbreak not to happen?
Yeah.
Come on, son. This just sounds crazy to me. It sounds crazy to me, Jack. So no, my heart really wants it to happen, but my gut is saying no, it's not happening.
Rashawn Holmes from Sacramento has already snuck out of the bubble, has been caught going to get some takeout he had to have that the chefs couldn't prepare for him. And Shaquille O'Neal said whoever snitched on him is going to be in big trouble. They say snitches get stitches. Mm-hmm. But a lot of other people are saying, hey, you have to preserve the integrity of the game, the people who are signing your paychecks, and the health of all the other players. And if you want to be selfish, you're going to have to deal with the consequences. Tom Crawford, in terms of college football, we have heard a lot of ideas on how this will look. Will it be college football as usual? Will it be some sort of hybrid season? Already we know the Big Ten and the Pac-12 not going to have non-conference games. We heard Urban Meyer weigh in on this week, and he's very anti-spring, that model. What do you make of this? What are we going to have?
Well, the Colonial Athletic went down this week. I mean, you're going to see a plethora of D3 and D2 schools completely just folding the tent on this concept for the fall within the next 1 to 2 weeks, which is really sad to me. I have a son who coaches at the D3 level. So, but as far as D1, FBS, I think they're going to give it a go. I think it's going to start. But I liked Urban Meyer's suggestion about having maybe as many as 3 or even 4 buys during the week to space that out, because you're going to get things started and then it's going to stop and then maybe start again and stop. I mean, it's just going to be so erratic. The problem with the NCAA and college football, there's no leadership. You don't have a commissioner of college football. It's a wild, wild west. Everybody's doing their all different things. The South has a different mentality than the Midwest, as we know, politically and just the way things are handled on government-wise. And so I think it's a hot mess that it's going to get started, Jack, but I'm not sure it's going to finish.
Tom, we also heard that they want students off campus after Thanksgiving. If that's the case, how can they say, students, it's not safe for you, but players, come on, entertain us for another month?
Well, I think they're going to try to hide behind the fact, well, they started the semester together as a unit, the students and the student athletes, so they're going to probably play that angle, like college basketball is played during the winter break, so they'll play that angle. But I don't know. I think they got to get it started Labor Day weekend, because when you get later in the year, maybe get those 10 Big Ten games, and then have a Big Ten championship and no bowl games. Just maybe FCS and Group of 5, or New Year's Day 6 or in Thanksgiving weekend. That's it.
Guys, I'm still liking the spring model. I can see it. Spring 2021. We'll be right back with more Press Pass.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else: peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, only on Fox 47 News.
We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
It's the Chrysler Summer Clearance Event at Lafontaine Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lansing. Drive home in a new 2020 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab for as low as $199 a month, or a 2020 Jeep Compass Limited starting at just $169 a month. Get the family deal today at LaFontaineCDJRLansing.com.
Fox 47 News at 10.
Giving Mid-Michigan their late news an hour earlier.
Making it easier to wake up in the morning.
Every night at 10. Know tomorrow's weather, then get to bed. Everyone knows.
The best way to start your day begins the night before.
For over 20 years.
The only station with a primetime newscast.
Fox 47 News. Local news at a more convenient time.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, Visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs. Here you see a comment this week from Isaiah Livers, University of Michigan senior to be. He will be back for one more season in Ann Arbor. Tom Crawford, did Isaiah really have a choice in this? I didn't see his name as one that was going to be drafted, certainly not in the first round.
Well, there was just no opportunity. There was no NBA combines. There was no opportunity to raise his stock with workouts. I mean, the way COVID has harnessed the NBA tryouts process. And so, I mean, he made the right decision, I think, to come back. I mean, I really wasn't sure if he was going to or not, but he is one of the most mature student athletes I've ever met at the University of Michigan. Talking to Steve Kornacki, texting him, your fellow colleague, and that. Yep. He's just one of our favorite guys. And I think he'll have a terrific senior year. I think Michigan needs him. I think he needs Michigan. And I think he'll have a decent shot at an NBA career. Just hope they play the college basketball season this 2021.
I remember a high school matchup over at Don Johnson Fieldhouse. Isaiah Livers and Xavier Tillman, and talk about both of those gentlemen. But I have to think that Livers, with the injury last year, Tom, he has a lot more to do, and he's going to make a big difference for the Wolverines.
No, he is, and I think a lot of these guys are going to come back that maybe were thought about leaving, including the Michigan State guys we'll talk about. I mean, I'm a college basketball fan by heart, and I just think this was a good decision. It'll be a good decision for him and for Michigan.
Al Martin, Dick Vitale got some people worked up this week.
He did.
With a tweet saying, hey, he'd heard that Xavier Tillman made up his mind. He's coming back to East Lansing, and that's going to be great.
He's back, baby!
Hey, baby! Yeah, he did the whole thing. And got some blowback, including X's mom, Tanya Powell May, and she said, I love Dickie V, but let's slow the roll here a minute.
Look, you know you messed up when you got mama a little ticked off. So, he jumped the gun. Yeah. And, when it comes to that decision for X, like Tom said, look, there are so many uncertainties right now. Yeah. We don't, again, you heard what I said about the NBA and this whole bubble thing. I don't know if they're going to get to the playoffs, but this whole thing has caused a lot of people to kind of reevaluate a lot of different things. And I think when it comes to X, right now I'm seeing in a lot of mock drafts, at best, he's going to be an early 20 draft pick. Yeah. Look, you saw the Spartan Vision feature, right? Yeah. Where, he talks about his value when it comes to education. He talks about how the university has an amazing program that is set up to help students who have families. X isn't your ordinary student athlete. Look, he's got a beautiful wife. He's got kids now. And I think, look, if your draft value is at best early 20s, and there's so much uncertainty at the next level, why not come back, Jack? I think, I'm going my gut here again, I think X will be back for this team.
Wow. A 3.67 student, academic All-American, and certainly would love to have played in the NCAA tournament this year. Didn't get a chance to do that, and love to get back to a second straight Final Four. Tom, we've spent a lot of time this summer talking about recruits and basketball recruits. For Michigan State, you've got Imani Bates, whether or not he chooses to ever play college basketball. You got Max Christie, the #1 shooting guard in the country. Michigan got a great commitment, I should say, from Kobe Buffkin out of Grand Rapids and Jaden Akins to be announced. But in terms of the guys like Livers, Tillman, Aaron Henry, they're going to be more important than any recruits who roll in.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm looking at right now. And I'm telling you what, when you look at what's going on potentially for 2021, this Michigan State rivalry, it's going to be like 19 and 18 prior to that. It's going to be a terrific rivalry. A two-team race for the Big Ten title, Jack.
As we like to say, no state in the country has two universities that have better football and basketball rivalry. You can have Louisville versus UK, and you can have Auburn, Alabama. Michigan has both. We'll be right back.
As the pandemic went on, we saw between 30 and 40% of an increase in those who were hungry and needed to find food in some other way.
Fox 47 made a challenge to Mid-Michigan.
There is something about living in Mid-Michigan. People come forward and help each other.
Help donate over 50,000 meals to local families in need in just 1 week.
To do this kind of thing in just a week's time is really unheard of.
Every single dollar raised, we can provide 3 meals. The need has never been greater.
And the response was overwhelming.
Hats off to you, Mid-Michigan, for stepping up to help your neighbors in need. We have hit our goal of more than 50,000 meals.
Got the calculator here. We just raised 69,360 meals for Mid-Michigan. So I'm really proud and really appreciative of the entire Greater Lansing Food Bank team.
Thank you, Mid-Michigan, for your generous donations. Catch up with The Simpsons, weeknights at 10 on My 47.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as the side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 106 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, go green, go Graf.
As rivals, we don't always see eye to eye.
Like who scored the best recruits? Who's gonna be who?
And whether we wear green
or blue. But one thing we can all agree on, to help stop the spread of COVID-19, wear a mask.
Wear a mask. Wear a mask.
wear a mask.
Wear a mask. The ball's in your court, Michigan.
There you see Jim Harbaugh, Mel Tucker, Susie Merchant, Kim Barnes-Arico, Juwan Howard, and Tom Izzo. Might be the only time that Tom Izzo ever gets a pass from Juwan Howard for a basket. The only assist he ever gets. But we also saw this group, or a significant share of them, this week at the Capitol for a press conference with Gretchen Whitmer and Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist. Al, have we done the impossible? We finally found something where Michigan and Michigan State can agree.
And it took a global pandemic in order for that to happen, right? And look, it just shows you, it puts in perspective just how serious this issue has now become, where, you know, Governor Gretchen Whitmer had to invite some of the biggest college coaches in our state to join her during a press conference to urge all of you out there to just simply put on a mask so that we can stop this pandemic and get back to some kind of normalcy. Please adhere to it. I am begging you. You heard the coaches. Please, folks, this is going far too long, and I don't know how this has become a political topic now, but it's a simple human act in order to flatten the curve so we can get back to some kind of normalcy. But it just puts in perspective, Jack, just how serious this thing is right now.
I always say whatever Al Martin says goes, and I particularly believe that tonight. Tom, do you think that this message, this solidarity might be one thing that could break through with some fans who say, hey, you know, so-and-so doesn't wear one, why should I?
Well, you know, the unfortunate part is, why didn't they do this about 2 months ago? I mean, it could have had more impact, and I'm not sure who the idea came in late or whatever, but I know Nick Saban had done this down in the state of Alabama, I don't know, 6-8 weeks ago, and I'm not sure if it got through to that bunch down there. We know what's going on in the South. Bottom line, guys, and I'm sure both of you agree with me, this is all about being selfish, thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
And when you think about yourself, you don't think about other people, and that's what's affecting all the business world, medical situations, obviously, and then college football, near and dear to us, college basketball and all the other sports.
Tom, switching back to basketball, I want to take a look at all of the Big Ten championships in this century. We got 20 years beginning in 2000, and you see Michigan State on top with 8, and then Ohio State and Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Purdue and Michigan with multiple titles, and then Maryland with 1, a late entry into the conference. And I guess it doesn't surprise me that of the other 6 teams, you have Northwestern, Penn State, Nebraska, and Rutgers. They would not have a conference championship in the century. But what about Iowa? What about Minnesota? Does it surprise you that those 2 schools, and they say they have proud basketball traditions, combined 79 seasons without a banner, Tom?
Well, I mean, they're competitive programs. When you think of Iowa, that's a really good program. But let's go back to Minnesota. They had to vacate the Big Ten title in '97. In fact, I was down at the Final Four in Indy at the old RCA Dome when Minnesota was down there. So, but you got to strike that, and then you got to go way back from there. Iowa, I think you got to go back to Steve Kraftsson and Steve Waite in 1979. Who?
That's right.
Who?
Ronnie Lester.
Who are you talking about? I wasn't even born, you know. I mean, but you know, think about Iowa though. They're always kind of in the hunt, if you will. I mean, they're always competitive. Minnesota is too, but you don't think about them as not being a Big Ten champion unless you're right around them as a rival, needling each other like it happens around here with football.
We call 1979 11BA before Al.
I'm looking at those names like, what? Let me get on Google real quick.
You don't remember Steve Kraftsson?
Now, one of the things I hear all the time from fans is, yeah, you know, Izzo plays a lot of tough games, but he doesn't win as many as he should. Yeah. I want to take a look at all of the programs, the top programs with wins over ranked teams. Kansas won, Duke, Kentucky, Oregon, Virginia, Villanova, Michigan State, number 7, number 1 on that list. And that doesn't include 2009 when Michigan State beat number 1 seeds Louisville and UConn to reach the national championship game. How important is it to be judged by what you do against the best?
Jack, it's important for sure, but look beyond the numbers. What does Michigan State always do? What does Tom Izzo always do? He plays those big dogs at the beginning of the season, and they get better and learn from those wins or losses as the season goes along. So look beyond the numbers, all right?
We'll be right back with our Law of the Jungle segment, talking Major League Baseball and NFL.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Every week, we get to play the fictional heroes on television.
And root for our heroes on the field.
We report stories about heroes of all types.
And we spotlight our local heroes every day.
But we wanted to take a moment
to thank the true heroes
of our time.
So, to all of you out there taking a risk for us, thank you.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment. Brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. That's why I'm there every week. Jordan Zimmerman, Detroit Tigers pitcher. Some people wondered why they ever got him, why they paid him so much. They're not going to have to watch him get shelled for 45 days. He is on the new, shorter 60-day DL. They've shortened that period, and so he'll be gone for most of this 60-game season. Tom Crawford, we never root for injuries for anybody. We certainly wouldn't here, but could it be that this kind of a problem could speed up the growth and the arrival of guys like Matt Manning, Bo Burrows, Alex Faedo, Tariq Skubal, Casey Mize? Do you want to see those guys at least a little bit in September?
Oh yeah, Casey Mize in particular. You know, Jordan Zimmerman, what was it, $110 million? I mean, I've never seen so many cynics happy when a guy, you know, I don't think they want to be mean-spirited about it, but you know, he's on the DL or whatever. That's a good thing. They can move on. Spencer Turnbull has been pitching well as of now. But I'm watching these inter-squad games, and there's a lot of new names. And when you talk about those pitchers coming in September, you know, the Tigers are not going to be in the hunt. Let's be real. This is a moment of future, if you will, moving forward. You know, maybe like late 70s, early 80s, before 84 came on board. We're just going to be enthusiastic about potential as opposed to reality with the Tigers.
Al, switching sports and moving from the DET to DC, there is a chance now that we have the face of a franchise.
Okay.
Washington professional football. Now, we had heard that it might be the Red Tails in honor of the Tuskegee Airmen. There was some talk that it could be something, a concept like the Senators, of which there are none representing Washington. Or it could be Justice, which is just as hard to find there sometimes.
These are all good, Jack.
Yeah. But the Washington Red Wolves, beautiful animal.
Beautiful.
A lot of people have thought that this franchise was endangered, and here it is close to extinction. But is this the right move for owner Daniel Snyder, even if he had to be drugged kicking and screaming into it?
It is the right move. It's long overdue. You know, I have, anytime I've mentioned the Washington pro football team, I have made it very clear that I will not say that previous name.
Yeah.
And what it comes down to, especially, there's so much change going on, sparked due to the killing of George Floyd. And Jack, it's just good to see what the domino effect has been in multiple areas, including the sports arena. Now, don't get me started on what else is happening with that same very franchise in the NFL. They've got so many issues going on right now. I don't want to dive into that. But that name needed to be changed. And how you go about that is trying to put a finger on the pulse of how people who are offended, diving into why they're offended and listening to them, and then going about that change. There's far too many talking and not enough listening, and finally people are starting to listen.
Tom Crawford, with Patrick Mahomes signing a contract extension worth $500 million with a B dollars, people are saying Dak Prescott of the Cowboys is the next one to make monopoly money.
Come on, Dak.
But there are people who question this. And if you look at the quarterbacks in the NFL who've had the most problem with turnovers, more turnovers than touchdown passes, you see 4 names. This is against playoff teams. Mitchell Trubisky, that's not hard to figure. Jameis Winston, he led the league in interceptions. Baker Mayfield, but Dak Prescott, there he is. He is part of this giveaway blotter. Tom, what do you make of this? And should he receive this kind of money?
Well, he's mystified me with the Cowboys. For some reason, they have a love affair with this guy, and they had to franchise tag him. He's going to get $30 million, so it's kind of rolled into next year. And there's thought he might end up with the Minnesota Vikings and replace Kirk Cousins. But the thing about Dak Prescott, I mean, you talked about the turnovers, but you look at his output offensively. I mean, he had, I think in 18, he had like 8 out of 11 games he threw for under 200 yards. In the NFL, you're throwing for under 200 yards, and he struggled again last year as well, not getting good output. And the Cowboys are pathetic offensively, but that's just one of those guys I don't get it, Jack.
I guess if you can get it, cash the check. But
he's getting it all right.
Tom just reamed my Cowboys. I'm trying to compose myself
sorry,
right
man.
now.
I'm just being realist about it.
Do you want Dak Prescott to get that kind of dough?
No. I didn't even know that stat, by the way, Jack. At first, I'm like, yeah, give him the money. But because Dak, he's so inconsistent. He can give you a great game one Sunday and then turn around and you're like, what in the heck am I watching the next week?
There's something amiss when Dak Prescott could make $10 million a year more than Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson. Last time I looked, Dak Prescott wasn't on the cover of Madden 2020. So
That's true. That's true, Jack.
We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to have our Take It to the Bank segment coming up next.
Hello, my name is Bill Huffnagel, and I am the president and CEO of Dart Bank. Dart Bank has been part of this community for almost 100 years. And that means we have been here during a lot of difficult times, like the one we are facing now. We have always told our customers we'd be there for them when they need us. That time is now. We take the responsibility to serve our customers and the community very seriously. We are here for them with our lobbies, drive-thrus, by phone, and with technology to provide essential banking services.
Hi, I'm Julie Williams from Fox 47 Morning News.
And I'm Terry Stevens from Q106. We're teaming up to honor our hometown heroes.
Celebrating their courageous, selfless fight against COVID-19.
Every Friday on Midwest Communications Radio.
And during Fox 47 Morning News, we will announce a local hero.
Each winner will get some incredible gift packages from local businesses.
To nominate someone you know, go to fox47news.com.
Help us celebrate hometown heroes.
Fox 47 News and Midwest Radio are proud to honor our local heroes.
Catch back-to-back episodes of Law & Order SVU Monday at 8 p.m. on My 47.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokamus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank. dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton, South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. Here you see the final round, the top of the leaderboard at the Memorial in Dublin, Ohio, and John Rahm, 3-stroke win over Ryan Palmer. Looking at this leaderboard, I see a couple names that are not there. One of them, Al Martin. Tony Finau looked like he might run away with this thing. He had a 3-stroke lead disappear in about 10 minutes yesterday. That double bogey on the par 3.
Yep.
And it really went south from there. And then he started today 5 over on the first 6 holes. What happened to Tony Finau?
That back 9 on Saturday was brutal. And you know, look, the course conditions in Dublin were really tough though, Jack. I mean, they hadn't gotten rain there in a while. The greens were really fast. That rough is really hard to get out of, and disaster happened. And it's that course, and you know, you heard that's Jack Nicklaus's course, and he said that, look, maybe we have to make some modifications for next year because it was just so difficult to play, but it's just so fragile. I was so shocked that Rahm was able to put together what he was able to put together throughout those 4 rounds, but. Yeah, all it took was one mistake, and then as golfers, man, you get into your head, you start thinking too much, and you could see that all over the face of Tony Finau.
If we had glued Tony Finau's second 9 on Saturday with his front 9 today, Al Martin would have beaten him by 2 strokes.
That may be true. Al Woods, baby. All right?
Well, what about Eldrick?
Yeah.
He has 71, 76, 71, 76. What's going on?
Well, he admitted earlier in the round that his back was bothering him.
Yeah.
And look, we got to face the fact that, you know, with that amount of back surgery for Tiger Woods, that it's going to happen from time to time. He admitted it. He's not getting any younger. But at the same time, I mean, look, he was off, 5 months? Yeah. So that's what a 5-month layoff in golf can do to any golfer, let alone Tiger Woods. He really struggled, though, in his approach game and putting. That has to get better. So we'll see what happens in 2 weeks when they play the PGA Championship out in San Francisco, Jack.
Tom, I want to switch to high school sports and the MHSAA. The plan is to play a full fall season if possible. You think about Andrell Anthony from East Lansing, a guy who you know, we've watched. He could wind up at Michigan or Michigan State. There you see a shot of him. And he also has Penn State and Notre Dame, and he basically can name his school. What's your take on the MHSAA plan to play fall sports?
Well, I think it was a great decision. I mean, it's not a foolproof thing. I think we're moving forward with this thing, but it's kind of, I think there's a lace of guarded optimism because you just don't know how this COVID-19 is going to pan out in these next 3 to 5 weeks. But I've seen these EL kids. I'm over at the track several mornings. I see them working out, talking to their coaches, and Andrew and all those teammates, they're putting so much work in. I saw this up north at Frankfort High School on vacation. They're putting all this work in. I'd just be heartbroken if high school football doesn't happen. I think there's going to be some measures that they're going to have to go through. You might even have kids putting their uniforms on at home, driving to Lindsey Adams Stadium and other stadiums throughout the state to play. I mean, it's going to be crazy, the protocols that are going to go through, and I'm not sure how high school's handling the testing element as well.
Al Martin, we have had an unprecedented torrent of tributes coming in to John Lewis for all of his service, civil rights pioneer, advocate for the disadvantaged, 17-term congressman.
Amazing.
From Georgia. And when you think now some of the things that people are saying with this, I can't believe that the Edmund Pettus Bridge is still named after someone with KKK ties in Selma, Alabama. But what about renaming that the John Lewis Uniter?
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Even better, why don't we finally get a vote in the Senate on the Voting Rights Act? Are we ever going to get this?
As I stated earlier, when it comes to the whole Washington pro football conversation, right now we are having conversations that we as a country, as a people, have never had. And John Lewis stood for everything that we should be striving to become as a people. Equality and not being afraid to use. That's why I have such a responsibility. I look at the platform I have and I try to use it, Jack, as much as I can to make sure that I am representing my people in a way that is going to enlighten and inform us so that true change can happen. But John Lewis did that. We got a long way to go, but we have made a lot of progress, and that's evident in the life of the great John Lewis.
He was very close to Martin Luther King, passing away at age 80. We will be right back, and we're going to have our Champions 2020 segment brought to you by the Michigan Education Association up next.
So if we're going to spend a third of our lives sleeping, shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the Super 7-Day sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus 4 years, no interest financing, and free shipping right to your doorstep. And to celebrate the newest arrival at Denver Mattress, come in and test out the outrageously comfortable Casper mattress and accessories. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Download the Fox 47 News app, available for iOS and Android.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you a free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as the side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Champions 2020 segment, brought to you by the Michigan Education Association. The MEA's members, educators from across our state, are proud of this year's high school graduates. Congratulations, each and every one of you. Learn more at MEA.org. Athletes aren't the only ones who have had to make sacrifices this spring. Commencement speakers have had to go about their challenge a little bit different way. Press Pass and the MEA are honoring 10 outstanding Mid-Michigan students with a chance to share their thoughts on behalf of the class of 2020. Tonight we present Nate Holcomb from Hazlitt High School. Hello, Nate.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, we are very happy to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, Nate Holcomb.
For high school seniors, graduation is the most important moment in their lives up to this point. It is the culmination of more than a decade of hard work and determination. A global pandemic is probably the ending I least expected to our senior year. When I heard that we would be out of school for a month, I couldn't believe it, but I was positive that we would soon be back in those hallways and classrooms. Most of us were sure that the virus would be short-lived and the rest of the year would continue as normal. Obviously, we were wrong. A majority of us are struggling to find a fitting conclusion to this 12-year academic journey. We never got our last lunch surrounded by friends at our favorite table, or one last gaze down the hallway as we ran out of the school doors, or our final goodbye to the teachers that guided us along the way. While it may feel natural to look on this time as an end, I choose to see it as a stepping stone to bigger and better things. Whatever the future looks like for you, whether that's college, a trade school, the military, or employment, enjoy every moment because you never know when the next global crisis will hit. Do not dwell on the disappointment of missing out on senior events because there is so much to look forward to for the class of 2020. This is our moment now, our opportunity to shift focus from sitting in classrooms to exploring and making our mark on the world. It's about time we get the chance to start our next adventure.
Outstanding. A very important message. Al Martin, your thought on Nate's words?
Wow. First off, Nate, thank you so much, man. And that is looking at the world in a positive view.
Yeah.
You know, what stood out to me, what Nate said there, is that our moment is now. You know, that's how we got to live every single day right now, because there are so many uncertainties. You got to wake up every day with a purpose and with looking at the world in a glass half full mentality. Nate, and you're doing that.
Nate, why was that message so important for you to deliver tonight?
This message was important because we can't change the past few months, but we can always look ahead towards the future and make the best of what lies ahead.
We often say life is a team sport. Clearly, you've had a lot of support along the way. Is there anyone in Hazlitt that you want to thank in particular for all you've accomplished?
Obviously, my parents and my sister, and then some coaches, my tennis coach, Henry Brunschweiler, and my baseball coach, Josh Schiebner, and all the teachers I've had throughout my years at Hazlitt.
Fantastic. You want to tell us about your future plans, where you're going to be next year and in the years beyond?
I'm going, in the fall, I'm going to attend the Ross School of Business, studying business within the University of Michigan.
Bright guy, Al. We're going to be working for him someday.
Wow, the University of Michigan, too. That's awesome stuff. Tom Crawford like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Was this something that was very clear to you? Did you always want to go into business, and did you know it was U of M for you?
I was always pretty sure I wanted to study business, and when looking at schools, there was no other option for me than Michigan. It has a great business program, and it's not too far away, so it was perfect.
Huh. U of M gets another good recruit.
Great recruit. Huh? Great recruit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are continuing this series, and we have room for 3 more. If you are a commencement speaker or you know someone who has a message we need to hear, they can contact me directly, jack@jackebling.net, jack@jackebling.net. We'll be right back with our Cool and Smooth segment brought to you by Culver's. All of our weekly awards up next.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you a free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
I'm WWE superstar Kofi Kingston. Watch me on Friday Night SmackDown every Friday on Fox.
Here you going on your vacation, Barney?
It's the summer of me, your TV vacation destination.
You going on vacation, Sergeant? Any day away from you, pal, I consider a vacation.
The perfect getaway is right at home.
What am I going to do this summer?
With Me TV. As always, featuring some of the greatest TV shows ever made.
Yes, sir. I'm going to lay around home and just take it easy.
Watch Meet TV all summer long on 47.2.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment. Brought to you by 4 great Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Okemos North and South, North Lansing and West Lansing. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. There you see Dr. Robert E. Anderson, physician at the University of Michigan. And we have had more than 300 separate cases involving abuse while he was there serving as a team physician, athletes of all sports. And had something new this week, Al. We had all males until this. Finally had a female tennis player come forward. Don't know how this is all going to work out. Michigan seems determined to get to the bottom of this and to settle. Hope they learn some lessons from the Larry Nassar mess at Michigan State.
Definitely.
All right, Team 356, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Al Martin, what do you have for our play of the week?
Oh, it's a pretty easy one from me, Jack. You know, I was thrilled when, I got an email from, our staff at WKAR that Governor Gretchen Whitmer was going to invite, 3 coaches to join her at the podium to encourage you all out there to wear a mask. And Kim Barnes-Enrico, Tom Izzo, and Susie Merchant. That was awesome to see. And then, of course, the highlight package that we saw, the campaign. That's my obvious play of the week, all right? It can be your play of the week. All you got to do is just put on a mask. It's real simple. Put on a mask and let's all be safe, all right? Easy for me, Jack.
I love it. And I've got an idea, and I'm going to float this one by Izzo, and I'm going to hit him with this every chance I get until he tells me to get lost. Tom Crawford, I want Juwan Howard and Tom Izzo to wear masks early in the college basketball season on the bench. I know there are officials who would love it. But I think that it sends a message that otherwise people will say, what about those guys? Hey, if they can wear suits and tennis shoes, those guys can make a statement by wearing a mask.
Well, Izzo will probably agree to do it, but he'll still tell you to get lost, though. I'm sure.
You'll find a way.
Anyway. Tom, what do you have for us for our team of the week?
My team, we had to go back to a prior segment, Michigan High School Athletic Association, making that announcement. Mark Ewell, Jeff Kimberly, 2 of our friends who are heavily involved. Mark's the executive director, and Jeff Kimberly's taking kind of over JJ's role, John Johnson's role, communications guy, coming out and just clearly stating their procedure and the protocol moving forward. I thought high school athletes needed a little dose of positivity, and it couldn't come at a better time. And I think they're handling that and monitoring the medical people on a daily basis to make sure that they can navigate this thing and have high school sports in the fall.
It's really tough in terms of the MHSAA. Some people have compared it to herding cats, but you have so many different districts with different interests and different concerns. And it is not like Mark Ewell and John Johnson and Jeff Kimberly and the staff over there just sit over there off of Coolidge and say, well, this week I think we'll do this. They are responding to the wishes/demands of the member schools, and then they execute those policies. So be careful who you want to pick a fight with. All right, for our player of the week, I actually have 2 I couldn't decide. Al, what about Vince Carter?
Vinsanity, baby. Yep.
Vinsanity, Air Canada, half man, half amazing. Saw him the first time against Michigan State in 1998 in Greensboro, North Carolina. The only NBA player to play in 4 different decades. And how about Jack Nicklaus? He and his wife Barbara test positive for COVID. And I say this not because he's 80 years old, he's won 117 tournaments, including 18 majors, but the Memorial Tournament has raised $45 million for the Nicholas Children's Health Care Facility in North Palm Beach, Florida. And he showed up in Dublin and he said, hey, I'll shake hands, I'll do a fist bump, I'll do an elbow bump, never took his mask off the whole time he was on CBS. Talk about setting an example. Jack, we hear you. Want to thank Al Martin, WKAR, Tom Crawford, Crawford Podcasting Network. See you next week.